Hey everyone, I am hanging out at home today. I'm recording right in front of my bedroom window, which is right on the street, and there's always a lot of interesting things going on in our neck of the woods, like right outside our window. So let's hope I don't get distracted by anything crazy. And if you're like, what crazy? No, crazy stuff has happened outside of our window. Maybe that can be a video for another time. But anyways, why the heck was I holding that before I even took a sip? I'll get it in a second. I wanted to hop on and talk about something that happened to me last week and just kind of share how I was reminded of something important that I need to be doing more. And I think it's helpful for anybody because this was something I was taught growing up. I've gone in phases of kind of forgetting about it, and I think a lot of people don't know to do it. And what that is saving kind notes, words of praise, recommendation letters, any positive feedback that you get from another person, whether it's in like a professional setting, a volunteer setting, whatever it is, saving those notes for a few different reasons. And the first reason being, life is hard. You know, we're all trying to do our best. And I think right now, just from talking with family and friends, a lot of us are going like through this kind of weird time. Who knows what it is? Could be a post-COVID thing. Could be wherever the heck the moon, the galaxy is, whatever. Could be the time of the year. Just a lot of different things going on. But I think a lot of us right now are just kind of going through this period where it just feels kind of weird. And I know for me, journaling for myself has always been really helpful to remind myself of why I'm doing something. But last week, I found a lot of previous recommendation letters, notes of praise that I had saved that I forgot that I had, and they really helped me out. Because when we save these notes and words of praise, they can really help us keep the momentum going in times when we might be feeling less motivated, not as good about ourselves. No matter like what the level of that is, they're helpful to save and reread. So it was actually kind of magical what happened last week. I was hired to be in a feature film as an extra, but the specific role that I got was a specific extra role, and I got to be in a scene with two major actors, which was incredible. That's all I can share. It's confidential. And I just have so much gratitude for that opportunity. And before that opportunity, I had to dig through a bunch of documents that I had saved because I needed to provide some things to be able to be hired to work. So I got a lot of papers going on here. From like ninth grade through the time I graduated college, I was not organized when it comes to papers. It's like crazy, like folders. I have tons of folders and there's no rhyme or reason to what's in them, but they're jam-packed. It's a mess. I don't do that anymore because I'm a grown adult, but during my academic years, it is a hot mess express. So I was digging through one of like our side storage areas where I have saved tons of documents and papers from that time that I shared. So like high school, all throughout college, even post-college stuff, God. So I said I had a problem with it throughout college, but it extended in like my post-grad years when I was working professionally too. But I was digging through all of these documents and I stumbled across, all of these things that I had won or been awarded, notes of praise from teachers or employers, recommendation letters. And as I was searching for these documents to be able to go on this incredible opportunity that I was booked on, I was reading all of these words of praise that I had received from my advisors or, my bosses over the years that I forgot. I forgot they were written about me. And as I was doing that, it was just giving me these boosts of confidence and reassurance that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It was pretty crazy. It was like, I had to search for these documents and I was like, oh my God, why have I been so unorganized throughout the years? this is going to make it so much harder. But I was forced to go through all of these documents that really boosted my confidence and helped me. I even found a journal entry. So this isn't a word of praise from someone else. It's something that I wrote. I found it actually wasn't a journal entry. It was an essay that I wrote to get into EW Scripps School of Journalism. And in that essay, I wrote, I will always have a love for entertaining people. And the craziest thing about that is I forgot that I wrote that. I wrote that when I was 17. And this past year, that's literally an exact sentence that I wrote again in a journal when I realized it was time to let my business go. I had forgot that I wrote about that, over 10 years ago, but my almost 30-year-old self rediscovered that and wrote it. And that moment right there, I was like, holy crap, I am on the right track. So that's the power of journaling. But to get back to what I was mainly talking about, saving those praises, the notes of praise, compliments, just positive feedback that you get, it can be a huge uplifter when you're having a down day or you need some motivation, because we all have that. I am a very confident person and I am very good at promoting myself, but I have days too where I don't feel as good about like what I have to offer. And it's helpful for anyone to be able to save those messages and just remind yourself of that. And then even outside of that too, and I need to do this for the past 5 years, saving or just noting all of the different things you've accomplished. Like some of your big wins, save those, write them down so you can remind yourself of all of the hard things that you've overcome, all of the things you've accomplished, just to give yourself perspective, because I do feel like in today's society, there's so much going on, and especially with social media, like you're just constantly taking information. So remind yourself of things that you've done with all of these distractions, because it's easy to forget. So saving notes about yourself is a great uplifter, whether it's notes from someone else or notes of things that you have done. If you don't have a recommendation letter from someone or haven't saved positive notes, it's never too late to start, and to start asking too. People are happy to help. People are happy to write recommendation letters and notes of praise. So just look out for, special opportunities to do that. And I don't know if you guys can tell, I've been licking my lips. I need to go get some damn chapstick. All right, that's better. I was like, I can't keep licking my lips on this video. It's going to give creepy vibes. But to jump back into it and to close that part of why saving positive notes about yourself is a really good thing to do, it just can help give you motivation when you're feeling down. Now, another reason to save positive notes, words of praise, is because it can really help you professionally. Example, today I got on LinkedIn. I haven't been on LinkedIn in a long time, so I had a lot of catch-up updating to do. I was going through my LinkedIn connections, and I found someone who had added me back in October, and they left a really nice message that they had seen me present at a webinar that month. It was a professional webinar, and I spoke about marketing. They saw my presentation and they just talked about how valuable it was and how they really enjoyed it. And so I, of course, accepted the person, messaged them back, and I took a screenshot of that message, because if I want to do more speaking events in the future, which I will definitely do, speaking and hosting is one of the things I have done the most in the entertainment industry. But I'm saving that message because when I apply to future speaking opportunities, I can have feedback from attendees of what they thought about my presentation. And just like with businesses, with yourself, word of mouth marketing, for whatever you want to call it in this situation, is really, really helpful. So when you are getting positive feedback on projects that you do, like recommendation letters, just, it comes in so many different forms. It's hard for me to go through a list of all the different forms that it could come through. Save those notes because they might help you promote yourself in the future for another opportunity. In addition to reminding you of how talented you are in that specific skill, type of project, job, whatever it is. And it's interesting because growing up, I was always taught to save all of the positive feedback that I get. My mom is highly experienced in sales. So as a little kid, throughout high school, I was taught different skills and tactics of selling yourself, really, and promoting yourself. And those lessons have stuck with me throughout my whole life. They're definitely a reason why I have excelled in a career in marketing and even owning a business, just a part of who I am naturally. And I grew up, knowing to ask for recommendation letters from anyone that you had a good experience with, saving those, saving positive notes that people share about you. And when my mom would talk about this with me, she would, talk about it kind of as a twofold. One, this will help remind you of how awesome you are when you need it. And two, this will help you get future opportunities. I also love David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, and he has a section in there where he talks about the cookie jar. And it's kind of the same concept where you save all of the awesome things that you have worked on, achieved, overcome. So when times get hard or you're down, you can remind yourself, I did that. I did something like that. I can do it again. I am capable. So whether you are saving positive notes from other people or journaling for yourself things you've accomplished, and whether you are using it to remind yourself of how talented you are or to get a future opportunity, or all of the above, start doing it, because it made a difference for me last week. It's made a difference for me many times throughout my life. And I do think that this is a piece of advice that isn't always shared. I mean, the only people I have ever heard it from have been my mom and David Goggins. And then maybe if you were to listen to some sales speakers, you might hear it. But I think it's a piece of advice that can be passed around more, that just gives positive vibes, good opportunities all around. All right, peeps, that's all I got for you today. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions about what I talked about, let me know. I have been a professional mentor to different people throughout my career, across different industries, and I'm always happy to answer questions and really help anyone who is looking to advance, move forward, do something new with their life. I love helping people in regards to that. So feel free to reach out with any questions too. And thank you guys for watching this. I am so thankful to just live in a time where I can hop on and share things like this.